It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theater, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey.
And the Merman. Hey, Murray.
Yo.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Ooh. Thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join our growing Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. All members get special episodes and content only for members, and all members that sign up will get a special limited edition Film Rage merch item. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film. Shout out to our biggest listening state, Colorado, which is now crushing our old friends from Missouri. Just gotta throw that out there. And also our biggest listening province in Canada, Alberta. But a super huge shout out to the tiny province of Nova Scotia. And I don't know if this is common, but they're coming up the rear. Go Rams.
Go Rams. Movies are back at Canyon Meadow Cinemas. We are open for your viewing pleasure with great new films opening weekly. All health-regulated protocols are in effect for a safe and enjoyable experience. And don't forget, we should be your first choice for your next birthday party or special event. Can't make it to the cinema? We got you covered. Order concessions from our online store, and you can either choose curbside pickup or get them delivered via Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. For more details, go to canyonmeadowscinema.ca. Here at CMC, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the movies. You went so high there, Jim, that the audio didn't even pick it up.
Supersonic.
Nice.
But we are streaming, Jim.
Yes, you are.
Alright, well, apparently this was released in 2019, the first one we're going to do, and well, I didn't know about it. I don't think either of you knew about it, so we're doing it now in 2021. Came out on Netflix. Might have heard of it. It's Iron Mask. It is the would-be blockbuster starring Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was made for $49 million and had a cumulative worldwide gross of around $8.5 million. Good luck in closing the $40 million gap to break even on this piece of crap. The first 10 minutes of this movie was reel after reel of the production companies involved, which I believe was like 9. Although
I counted about 20, but yeah.
Yeah, I lost count. So let's say it's 10 production companies, and if they all had equal stake, that means they've only lost $4 million each on this endeavor. That's
Bargain.
not so bad. Anyhow,
Yeah, but how much did Netflix pay for it? That's the real thing.
Probably next to nothing.
Anyhow, I guess I should talk about the movie. We got some campy fun with Arnie and Jackie sharing the screen for about 10 minutes at the beginning, and then we saw them again for about a minute at the end. In between, we got treated to green screen after green screen of fake-looking backgrounds and a lot of computer-generated beasts, among other things. It was a CGI extravaganza.
Yes, it was.
I finally concluded that if it was not an actor, it was probably CGI. The tables, chairs, dishes, candlesticks, fire, jewelry, wardrobe. I'm pretty sure it was all CGI. The acting was woeful, which was only outdone by the dreadful script. This was a hard rage. I don't even want to talk about it.
All right, well, let's let Murray talk about it. Because Murray,
right.
was this your favorite? Is this going to be your fried berry of the week?
No, not even close. Well, because this was on Netflix, I actually was able to watch it at work because I wasn't doing anything else. Iron Mask, or Mystery of the Dragon Seal: Journey to China, as it's known on Netflix.
Yeah, it's got a few titles.
What the hell was this movie? Like, it was like Narnia meets Pirates of the Caribbean with a heavy dose of Man in the Iron Mask. Yeah, first off, the English dubbing was horrible. Ironically, the only person who wasn't dubbed in English was Arnold, who we couldn't understand anyway. Kudos to the filmmaker for the Jackie Chan / Arnold Schwarzenegger fight. Best part of the film. Beyond that, I had no freaking idea what was going on most of the time. It's a complete mess of a plot line, the sappy Hollywood ending. Not surprisingly, there were about, like you said, 10 different production companies involved with this project. Way too many cooks. It was low meh.
A low meh.
Wow.
You're being generous, Mur.
I didn't rage. I very seldom rage about anything.
It's true. He does give a lot of meh. Okay, so I don't know what movie you guys saw, but I saw Tena Perchati Dracona, which was the original title of this.
Well, Dracona is dragon, so
of this stink fest. So if you've always wanted Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan to make a made-for-TV after-school special fantasy period piece with bad CGI everywhere, you can imagine the script was written for what I'm going to say 13-year-old mentally challenged children.
Sounds
Then
about right.
look no further, because this movie's for you. The acting, story, film quality, or lack thereof, and everything in between was terrible, and makes Jackie Chan's last film, Vanguard, look like a modern-day masterpiece. By seeing Arnie playing a modern-day evil version of Fezzik from Princess Bride, all out of shape and plump on California raisins and Nanny's sweet goodies that he's been eating for years, was so much for this Arnie fan to stomach, pun intended. Plus, there was so much stuff going on in this film, it seemed like they were trying to cram a TV series into sort of like a Game of Thrones into a 2-hour movie, and no one understands the words that are coming out of either of their mouths. You know what I'm talking? Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Keep up. Keep it up. Keep it up. This film was basically unwatchable. Basically, though, this film is not for anyone over the age of, say,
10.
Maybe 10, and or anyone that could string cohesive sentences together into something like this. This film is a rage.
It was really bad.
It was. I didn't, like, to Murray's point, I didn't know what was going on this entire movie. I didn't understand how one scene connected to another scene. I don't understand who the queen thing was. I don't know who those two lovebirds were, and I don't mean Arnie and Jackie Chan. I just couldn't figure out, like, first off, why was this movie made? That was the first question
After
I had.
15 minutes, I didn't care. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just okay, I got to watch the rest of this because I got to review it.
But your review didn't talk about the whole middle part of the movie.
I just talked about the production and stuff because I didn't really want to talk about the movie.
This is the kind of stuff that we get the joy of seeing without anybody making movies. That's all I gotta say, and that's probably all we should say about this movie.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Let's do it. Now, Merman, did you get to see this one?
Superdeep? No.
The Superdeep.
Didn't have time.
And I can't pronounce this either, Horosakya Sverhinglopikaya, which was the original name, I'm going to guess.
Looks Russian.
I'm thinking it's Russian.
You're thinking correct.
It is, yeah. So this one is on our good and favorite streaming service, Shudder.
Oh, boom.
Boom, boom.
Yes, thank you, my little children of the corn. So a small research team went down below the surface to find out where secret, what secret the world's deepest borehole was hiding. And that pretty much sums up the whole movie.
Yeah.
Here's a clue. Superdeep is not really that deep.
It's not.
Considering the last Russian film I saw, I remember seeing, was one of my favorite films of last year. I figured this was maybe a shoo-in for a really good quality film such as Beanpole. I thought maybe this is the Superdeep of Beanpoles. I guess not all Russian films are that good.
No.
The delivery was all a little bit like the acting was all sort of over exaggerated and seemed really kind of stiff. Plus the English speaking Russian film, I was like, what? I like the idea of this film, and there was some good goo in it, but it kind of took too long to get pretty much anywhere in this film. What ended up being the last act was a little too drawn out, and there was lots of times I didn't really know what was happening. Great idea. Oh, not very good execution. Overall, I'm still going to give it a meh. Plus, it kind of follows a lot of this kind of outbreak style films that you might expect to see a version of Mila Jovovich in it. Well, I guess there was one. So it's kind of like the Resident Evil franchise or Doom, but not because it's Russian. It's a low meh.
Yeah. Russian films. Yeah. They don't have a very good average with me. They don't. They tend to be much too long. Anyways.
The end.
The special effects were decent.
Yeah.
And this is what made the whole movie for me. I got to see the worst case of back acne that I've ever seen. That was pretty awesome. It was
delicious.
It was repulsively mesmerizing, really. I actually rewound it and watched the back acne scene again because that was good stuff.
I actually did too. So
I will say the sense of imminent doom was well played. I mean, the whole time you did feel it. The actors, I can't complain about them. They were on point. I'm not sure there was enough material here for a 2-hour movie, but it was watchable. Meh?
You think?
It's like, there's nothing here that I didn't like. Nothing here that I really liked. It was.
I don't know. There was a lot of things in there that kind of I didn't like.
Back acne alone made it a meh.
I'll give you that. I also gave it a meh. But
special effects were good. Like this was a really well-made film. Like there's nothing where you like went, ooh, that didn't look good.
Yeah,
everything looked good.
Yeah,
everything was, but at the end of the day, it was a 75-minute and a 2-hour package, and they could have tightened this up and made it better.
Yeah, they seem to drag out a lot of the scenes in it. It was like the whole ending part as she's doing the ascent or towards the ascent.
That's another thing, really. Number one, I don't believe you can get to how many miles below the surface of the earth were they going? Something ridiculous, and they got there in like a couple of minutes. Like it's not it's not even possible. If they went that fast, which they showed how fast it was going, it wasn't going that fast. Their skin would be ripped off their flesh. I mean, it
was an elevator.
Yeah, I know.
It didn't go that.
It's a really, really. Apparently, it was a really fast elevator. So I had some problems with the. It
was some fun though. I mean, if you like Doom and you like the first of the Resident Evil franchise, you'll probably kind of like this.
Yeah, maybe. As I say, it was fine. If this is up your alley, go for it. If this isn't your type of movie, don't bother. It's that simple.
It is kind of that simple.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. The Winter Lake, which is from our friends at gat.ca. You can find them at gat.ca. That's GAT.ca. The Winter Lake is from 2020, but it's just making the rounds right now. It is the feature debut of director Phil Sheeran. It has a slow build, rich with dread and bleak gray surroundings. It is a story of a troubled teen who makes a discovery that reveals a dark secret of his neighbors. The film reveals its intent a little bit at a time. It lets the audience piece things together as the narrative shuffles forward. All four of the leads are very good, with Anson Boone as Tom standing out with a creepy yet sympathetic performance. I enjoyed the methodical ride this film took me on, leading me to the final act, which did a satisfactory job of concluding this tale and managed to keep its focus on Tom and left the rest of the character's final act to our imagination. I like that. The Winter Lake was a very good debut for director Phil Sheeran, and I look forward to his next project. As for this project, it was meh.
But I bet you it was a high man.
It was a high meh. It was
Okay,
it was a
well-
high meh because it was so well done and so well acted, and I had some minor quips with it, but overall, I liked the movie. I liked it a lot.
Well, I am going to switch things up on you because I watched it again after you and I chatted the first time.
Yep.
So the Winter Lake, it's got some great longing shots. So much continual creep fest going on in this film. Our main character, Tom, just oozes creepy and just naturally creeps you out this entire film. Yes, creepy is the key word for this film.
I used
Plus
it as
the
well.
music. Yeah, it's got a good, it's kind of fitting. And just naturally creeps you out the entire movie. Yes, I'm going to keep saying creepy. Plus, the music just builds with intensity through the entire film. The whole time I'm asking myself, what is exactly happening and why is Tom so fucked in the head? And was even more suspicious of him when he keeps the puzzle piece dead body in his room. So I was kind of like, okay, this guy's got some issues. This film has lots of rain to build even more dread, with lots of layers of broodiness for our lead actor, Tom, played by Anson Boone, as you had already mentioned. The slow pacing just adds to the suspense. His newfound girlfriend, though, just didn't seem genuine in what she was selling, but I didn't mind that. It kind of added a little bit to the mystique of her and the film itself. The story is not super complex, but because you have these two households crashing together, where both appear to be damaged in ways that we don't fully understand, but a lot of information we do know is dark and unnerving and weird, but it in a good, creepy, weird way. So I'm adding the word weird in here as well. So it's creepy and it's weird. This is not your typical mystery by any means, as there seems to be lots of damaged people interacting, and every one of them could become unglued at any time through this entire movie. It's almost like it's a race to the end to see who gets to Crazy Town first. I loved that I did not know what to expect through this entire movie. My only real problem was the ending, which Bryce and I kind of talked about the other day. And when I watched it back again, I didn't have as many problems with it. I feel it could have possibly been a little bit more impactful in some small ways if they changed a little bit. But overall, I was completely enjoying the suspense drama, which was apparently a Canadian-Ireland co-production. To me, it made it to Mondo after watching it the second time. And I think people should check it out. I really enjoyed the creepy, weird factor well after the film ended. It sat with me. And for me, the fact that I'm still thinking about it even now, like a week later, it just captures the Mondo for me. Like the film is not escaping my head. So kudos. Like I really hope we get to have a chance to talk to this director. I'm putting that out there. There's a good chance we might get it, and I'm excited because I'm super impressed. I haven't seen a creep factor weird fest like this in a long time.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, should we give Murray the honor in this one, because I think
me to lead us off.
I don't know.
I think
maybe we should get.
I think you two have a little more to say about it than I do.
Oh, I've got lots to say about this, but I still think it might be good for you to start.
So you want the good stuff off the start. Okay.
Well, yeah, because there's not much. So I'm not saying that you don't get to
Okay.
say whatever you want.
All right.
Please tell us what you thought that was good about this movie.
All right. Yeah, we went, well, separately, you guys and then I went to see F9, The Fast Saga. This would be the 9th film in the tired Fast and the Furious franchise.
Well
Which,
played, Murph.
full disclosure, have not seen the other 8. I saw the end of the first one, and I'm like, what? It's like a street racer and a cop. They become friends, and then Vin Diesel goes to prison at the end of the first one, and then the cop basically breaks him out. And I'm like, but you're a cop. Like, what the hell? That's kind of where they went off the rails for me. But anyway,
And
this
now
is
they're superheroes.
the
From 1 to 9, they became superheroes.
Yeah, and as Ludacris basically mentioned in the film, he thinks they're invincible because it's not Ludacris, the other one.
Tyrese.
Who's the other guy? The other black guy?
Tyrese, I think.
No, it was his rapper name, whoever he is.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Whoever he is. I don't know. They're all the same to me. Anyway, so this one, as it says, is basically, I think it's kind of wrong. It's a Cypher enlists the help of Jacob. That really isn't the plot. She's there, but that's not really her. It's some Euro trash, rich little punk, basically, who enlists the help of Jacob, who's Dom's brother, to basically take revenge on Dom and his team. That's it. That's the plot. Now, I am a big fan of car chases, fight scenes, and people shooting each other with guns. I mean, Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run, Knight Rider, loved them all. This movie was too much even for me. Even if I can forgive the horrible acting from Vin Diesel, John Cena, and everybody else except Charlize Theron, my girl, the plot was laughable. And the stunts, let's talk about the stunts. Okay, first off, we have them driving through a field full of landmines and not getting blown up. Then we have John Cena's character jumping off a cliff in a Mustang and landing inside a plane. And then same scene, Vin Diesel uses the hook of a plane to bungee from a cliff to another cliff. And then there's car chases involving giant magnets down the streets of London, which culminates in the flipping of a giant tank vehicle. But of course, the creme de la creme is launching a GT Pontiac Fiero into space. And they're wearing scuba gear instead of spacesuits. This is somehow believable. I didn't overly enjoy it. I'm not going to rage as hard as you guys. It's definitely a low meh for me. The stunts were just ridiculously stupid. And I like my ridiculous stunts. But this is really? This is what they do now? They just do things that defy all, laws of gravity and logic? So yeah, it was what it was. It was 2.5 hours too long.
You're still being generous, buddy.
I know I am.
with giving it a...
Fire away.
And for our listeners out there, just for correction purposes, when Murray said they're all the same to me, he's meaning rappers.
Yes, rappers. I can't tell the difference between...
But he's not a rapper.
He's not.
Whoever he is. I had no idea.
He's Tyrese. So...
Tyrese, okay. Yeah, no idea. Couldn't tell you what he does.
It's just Ludacris is the rapper in this one. I guess maybe unless
and he's a rapper.
Raps.
And I believe I even said Cardi B in this thing at one point for 3 seconds. I'm like, really? Cardi B? Really?
Thank God she joined the party.
Yeah, really, eh?
Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Fast 9. So first off, I've actually seen every single one of these movies and seen them in the theaters.
Wow.
I'm embarrassed to say.
I missed Tokyo Drift in the theaters, but I saw the rest of them too.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift was probably the best one. I don't know why. It's not. It's like different levels of rape.
And wasn't Vin Diesel not even in that one?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think originally they were going to.
The Tokyo one was. It was Japan. It was all Japanese people, right? There was no Vin Diesel and Jordana Brewster and those people. It was a whole different crew, wasn't it?
There's people in there. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's the one without him.
the wrap up of this review is just that's really what it is. Right off the bat, they bring in the corny dialogue and not sure what's happening with attention to detail. Not what a pit crew change actually looks like. And then less than 5 minutes, we have the first shot I had to take as they were once again defying physics with a car explosion. So I'm kind of like, okay, can you not even go 5 minutes without defying the rules of physics? Apparently not.
Nope.
Isn't Vin Diesel dreamy though? I mean, his hanging with the little kid at the beginning was so adorable. And by adorable, I mean non-essential to anything in this franchise whatsoever. The whole beginning of the film could have been cut because we knew Vin wasn't retired for a second. And every entrance from every character became this whole big deal. Like they were all old friends, and how could we not be more excited to see everybody as everybody came in to meet each other? It was like, oh my God, just start the fucking movie. They could have cut out at least 39 minutes of intros alone. Bad guys can't shoot, and the good guys never miss. I don't know what's worse, how stupid this movie is or how stupid they think we are watching it. The dialogue is old and repetitive. The physics is defied. And why don't they at least once, just once, try to do something that could actually possibly happen in real life? Would it actually kill them? But man, the suspense was killing me. I don't know how many of them would actually survive this one. I was really concerned. I thought one of them probably has to die. Well,
you would think.
Try and guess if anybody dies. I'm a little confused. Why doesn't one of them die? I'm not sure. I don't know why they keep growing this cast. Well, I was confused a little until John Cena showed up, and then thank God, I thought Vin Diesel was dreamy until John Cena showed up.
Saves us all.
Oh, Cena. He's so hot right now.
He is.
Okay, so the people at the beginning were supposed to be John Cena and Vin Diesel.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. There is so much wrong with everything about the kids and the adult versions of this: the size, the body shape, the voice accents. At least when Austin Powers tried to do it, the kids could have actually been the adult versions of Dr. Evil and Austin Powers. So again, Fast and Furious, thank God you spent all your money on trying to find casting that was anything close to the original actors. The biggest question I have is how many of these movies does one of them, mostly Vin, say, I have to do this alone? And then they say, we are family, like every fucking 5 minutes. And then they hug and love and go back out doing fucking stupid things. I can't take this series anymore. I have seen every one, as I've mentioned, in the theaters. I'm saying this now. I will not see another Fast and the Furious film unless I am dared to see this film. This makes me rage with all of the stupid, corny, repetitive, and so completely unoriginal in every way. And getting drunk every time something stupid happens. I'd get drunk way better and way more fun in anything else. I am tapping out. I am done. This film was so painful to watch that I am literally even more stupid. And you all know how stupid I am. After seeing this, this film goes to a new level of sadism. I hasten to say it's allowed. It is repulsive Vin Diesel's sadistic rage. This is the new category in my mind. And by the way, there was not one good line in the entire movie. Oh, wait, I lied. There was one line by motherfucking Ludacris. As long as we follow the rules of physics, we'll be fine.
When he's in space.
Mm-hmm. And I got a few things to unpack, but let's hear what Bryce has to say.
Yeah.
F10, there is a script for it, and it will be in production
of course there
soon.
Is.
So that's good.
In two parts.
Everyone.
This one only made 70 mil this weekend, but that's still, post-COVID. So
yeah,
sure, by the time it's said and done, it'll probably make more than 500 or 600 million.
Like
so they'll make another one.
That's like $40 billion in regular times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they'll keep making them.
When it comes, though, I'm hoping there's another movie released that weekend that we won't have to see this.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They don't release enough stuff.
F9. Nothing makes any sense, and it's so dumb that I got a sore neck from shaking my head for the entire duration of the movie. As we've mentioned, the laws of physics made more sense in a Roadrunner cartoon than they make in F9, and I would love to just go along for the silly ride, but when the ride is this ridiculous, it is hard to get on board. This movie was everything I hate in cinema, from the ignoring basic physics at every turn, to the constant barrage of loud, headache-inducing car chases, to the horrible acting, to the flat attempts at humor. This film had all these things going for it and much, much more. Oh yeah, and they go to space in this one, in a car. I am pretty sure that even if they made it to space in a car, which is already impossible, once they were in space, once they were in space, they would probably freeze to death, as the heater in their car is probably not going to combat the temperature, which would be about minus 270 degrees Celsius, which for our US listeners would be about minus 455 degrees Fahrenheit. This movie is freaking dumb. I hated this movie. This movie was a rage.
Yeah, but there was a couple things I did like about it.
No,
I did like Michael Rooker.
Yeah,
yeah, he was all right.
He was all right.
Michael Rooker's great. And I have to say, I am actually in love with Ludacris. I think he's cool.
Really?
I just want to see him just sitting there being like, he's just sitting there just being a dude. Every time you see him, he's kind of like, everybody else can just drop off the face of the earth and melt into a giant volcano. But Ludacris, he just sit there. What's up, man? He's cool. What's with magnet force powers? Again,
that was
I don't know why
awesome.
movies have to create a force-like universe where they can use magnets when they don't.
To 6 Underground.
Yeah, or how about the dumbest plot hole in the entire thing? I know that's tough to peg down, but they're in their secret lair, whatever the fuck that is, and they get attacked by the guys with the machine guns, and John Cena gets released from their prison of sorts. And no one thought to turn on the giant magnets until John Cena left. And then it was
they already in the cars?
And I thought, no, they were just sitting there. Remember they had to show.
Oh, right, they did later, yeah.
They turned on the magnet so that Teresa's
yeah.
lunch went gone, and then John Cena was locked up. And it's kind of like, all you had to do is turn the knob, but let's just wait till John Cena leaves, and then
so he's gone. Yeah.
I mean that part was just like, okay, at this point I'd already wanted to cut my eyes out and cut my ears off, and I wanted actually just cut my head off. It would have been just so much easier if I didn't have anything from the neck up to see the rest of the film, because it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
It did.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for a little palate cleanser. We also saw Nobody. Nobody is the story of Hutch Marshall, a 9...
But wait, where
what?
did we see it? We saw it at Canyon Meadows Cinemas, Jim.
Right.
That's right, we did.
For $5.
That's right.
Sweet.
So as I was saying, Nobody is the story of Hutch Marshall, a 9-to-5er with a wife and 2 kids, who lives a fairly mundane life. Then one day his home gets invaded, and he believes that his daughter's kitty cat bracelet was taken, and we see a whole new side of Hutch. Hutch has a past, and Hutch is someone you do not want to cross. Bob Odenkirk is Hutch and plays the character in such a way that I could not imagine anyone else in the role. The movie moves fast, and the action scenes are seamlessly woven between scenes of genuine drama. There are humorous moments as well that are genuinely funny, unlike a couple of action movies that we have recently reviewed that attempted humor but misfired on an epic level. I think we all know which films I am talking about. One we just reviewed and the other we reviewed last week. This is how a stupid, over-the-top action movie should be made. From the clever montage at the beginning to the bus scene, to the final showdown and everything in between, it is intelligent and never has to go for a cheap laugh. It takes its action serious, and even the most unlikely sequences seem like they are grounded in some sort of reality. There are 2 words that best describe Nobody. One of those words is fun. It was so much fun. And the other word is Mondo.
Oh, snap. Murray, you want to go? I think you saw this too, buddy.
I did. I saw it again because it was so freaking hot. I had to go to the air conditioning somewhere. And yeah, like you said, Canyon Meadows, nice $5 movies, and I discovered their awesome new menu, including their dirty sodas, which I'm in love with now. I'm going to try every one of them. I can see why Jim likes this film so much. After he texted me, you have to see this. It was very John Wick-ish. Without the cool car and the dog. You substitute the car for a kitty cat bracelet and the stolen car for another stolen car. And basically, it's more or less the same kind of film. Action was pretty cool. I just never really bought into Bob Odenkirk as a leading man. Like, I didn't watch anything else he was in. I don't watch his TV show or anything, whatever else he's done. I just didn't really... I don't know, he didn't really impress me as a leading man. This film was actually working its way into a meh, except for 2 words. Christopher freaking Lloyd. This was his best role since Back to the Future. You thought he was outrageous in Piranha 3D or Dead Before Dawn 3D? Just you wait. Still a meh, but a really good one.
And so you're giving the entire meh because of Christopher Lloyd, just so we're clear?
It's a higher meh. It was a low meh until Christopher Lloyd showed up.
Gotcha.
Because I really enjoyed him.
Gotcha. Well, and who doesn't love Christopher Lloyd?
That's right.
Okay. So Bob Odenkirk does the action that my main man, Clive Owen, does in my favorite action movie of all times, Shoot 'Em Up. He does a perfect job of mixing comedy and action in a way that is believable, humorous, and full of amazing Russian gangster stomping fun. The writer of John Wick series, Derek Kolstad, does a brilliant job of making this so cleverly written, you can't help but fall in love with our lead, Odenkirk, aka Hutch. The journey we go on with this dad that is living a menial life of 9-to-5 clock punching and taking the bus is a life that you desperately feel sorry for him, especially as he misses the garbage drop apparently every
week. Yeah.
Yep. You know right from the start that Hutch is just slumping along, living a life that is far beneath him.
He's a schlub.
Yep. When his family home gets broken into and the most valued kitty bracelet gets stolen, it's just the spark that Hutch needs to ignite the fire he has left dormant. And all of us couldn't be more happier that it did. This film goes into the category of super well written, awesomely directed, and fantastically cast with the likes of Odenkirk, Michael Ironside as a bit part, and Christopher Lloyd. And the great villain, Alexei Sarabayakov, I want to say, maybe. This film had me laughing, gasping, and kept a permanent smile on my face the entire movie. This nobody is a Mondo somebody.
Yeah, it was really entertaining.
Yeah, there's just scenes in that where you, like the scene on the bus.
The scene before it even happens where he's like, please let them on the bus. Please let them on the bus. He's just ready to go. That is the anticipation there is like, oh yeah.
This girl's gonna need some help.
Yep.
Well, you can't be that good. He got stabbed several times and almost got the crap beat out of him by those guys.
Yeah, but
that's what added to the exactly.
He liked it. He wanted to be stabbed, Murray. It kind of fueled his rage, buddy.
I guess
exactly.
So.
Like he stood there and he took it. He could have. Did you see him make one defensive move? No.
No. He wanted to feel that blade in his belly.
He needed it. He needed that to just ignite the fire.
Yeah.
So
and when
good.
he kicks the bus driver off the bus, the scene where the doors close. Just like you just stay outside there.
Just
and
so perfectly played out.
The best part was when he finds the kitty bracelet. We won't spoil it for those who are listening. Yeah. But this is a movie that you have to see. It's so good.
Yeah, it's only $5.
And as Murray said, Christopher Lloyd is in this. Like I did not
Lloyd.
Of all people to cast in this movie, to put Christopher Lloyd in there as a hitman,
as a badass.
I never saw that coming. Not one drop of it.
No, me either.
Oh, what a week, boys. 5 whole movies. 5 whole movies.
Yeah.
Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Well. This rage may seem like it's a little bit of a old, rehashed rage, but it's got a little bit of a spin on it. I'm going to say sequels, when you're making a sequel, and this prompted some of our discussion after seeing I want to say, fantastically rage-filled, sadistic Vin Diesel's completely garbage acting career film of Fast 9, which there was a very big notice that by the time that a franchise goes into space, it's time to hang the hockey skates up.
I don't know about
It's
that.
kind of like, no, I think we already cleared this up. We already know when Leprechaun went to space.
You know what?
It was already over by the time.
I actually watched it again, and that is a fine piece of cinema.
You and your attraction to Leprechaun.
It was good.
It's just, no. By the time you go to space, it's kind of like, okay, you should just keep going. Just go to another galaxy far, far away. Just get in your drivable space car and put on your garbage helmets and just keep driving until you never come back.
I don't know.
But they should have had the whole cast in space. That would have made it more rewarding. But my ultimate rage this week is, what? Just don't make that movie that goes to space. Just don't make it.
No.
Just don't make it. Just don't go to space, and then I'll be
Just
a little
write a
bit more
better
happier.
script. Write a better script about going to space.
I haven't seen one yet.
Make it more believable. That would help.
Not once. Not once have I seen them go to space and it be better.
Like, if they want to steal a space shuttle and go to space, that's different. You launch a freaking car. Not even a good car.
I could list hundreds of films by the time they go to space,
Yeah.
including movies in space like Gravity, Moonraker, Leprechaun Space,
All
Jason
good.
in Space.
Jason X. Come on, that's got like my favorite line out of any Jason movie ever, when the professor picks up the machete and he's like, "You want this?" And Jason just kind of tilts his head and he hands him the machete. And then he turns his back to Jason and he yells to the other students, "It's okay. He just wanted his machete back."
Yes, he did.
Does he kill him with the machete?
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
Well, that's just stupid.
Right away,
then.
too.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was that bad, Maria. That's exactly what happens, word for word. Bryce could have played the part exactly. So
that movie's
stop making
great.
movies that go to space.
And then
Just
the
end the
part where
franchise.
That's right.
They relive the part where he picks the girls up in the sleeping bag and beats them against the trees. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
I liked it when he went to hell better.
Well, that wasn't even a Friday the 13th, really. It was kind of a weird
It was a Freddy
body invasion
hybrid.
movie. No,
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. He just kept on moving from body to body because they kept on, like, the dude ate his heart at the beginning. It was bizarre.
It was great.
It was actually pretty good, though. I liked it. It was just different. Anyways. My rage this week is there are not enough sequels that go to space. While F9 was an example of a misfire on the space sequel, it was more a victim of its source material. We have had tremendous successes like Jason X or Leprechaun in space.
No.
And on that note, I think the following titles should start development immediately. Rocky Balboa in space. Jurassic Park in space. Basic Instinct 3 in space. Speed 3 in space. 23 Jump Street in space. Grease 3 in space. And here's my favorite, The Godfather 4 in space. And I could go on. You add in space to the tagline, and the movie becomes must-see. That is my
You just
rage.
l-
Not enough space sequels.
You've literally just proved my point. Thank you,
Yes,
Bryce, for that
yes.
fantastic list of movies that hopefully never get made.
Never.
Oh,
go to
come
space.
on. Sharon Stone in space? Is that character from Basic
Sharon
Instinct?
Stone's a little old to be doing that now.
Ah, not at
Yeah,
all. She's going to be in
Yeah, I think so.
space. Gravity's
be
not a
the-
factor.
Gravity is not kind.
it's true, but we weren't really seeing a lot of that. There was a lot of other stuff happening. You know, with the leg crossing and the uncrossing.
Yeah, I don't think I want to see that
I want to
Yeah,
see
why
it in
not?
space.
now. No.
I don't want to see anything in space. I don't think I even like space movies anymore.
Ah,
These whole franchises have ruined space for me.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I'm gonna say it right now. I don't think I like very many space movies.
I like them all. Well,
Last
maybe-
one
I don't like them
enjoyed
all,
was
but
Apollo 13.
that was good.
That was the last good one.
Ugh.
Rage.
I would like to barf.
Subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Hey, Podcast Land. This is Chance Whitmore of the Strive, Seek, Find podcast, home of personal growth and development wrapped in personal anecdotes and real-world solutions, alongside sometimes amusing stories. Our goal is to find a better way, encouraging all of us to keep seeking our own brilliant futures. You can find Strive, Seek, Find on Monday, wherever you find your podcast. Check it out after you've listened to this show.
He's such a respectful guy. I love
right.
him. He's awesome.
You sound too smart for us. All right. Well, as the boys are saying, this week we were treated to the 9th installment of the tired Fast and the Furious franchise, which I would say even I had trouble finding something nice to say about.
And yet you gave it a meh.
I did. I could have gone rage. It was pretty close to a rage. You could have talked me into it. Having never seen the other 8, I just don't get this series. After having witnessed a Pontiac Fiero launched into space, I can say I've probably seen it all. Unfortunately, the Furious franchise has a history of wildly unrealistic and spectacular stunts. Go back to Too Fast, Too Furious, 2003. Jumping off a ramp onto a super yacht. They drive a car off a ramp and somehow land on the back of a yacht, thereby destroying half of it. We've gone from simple heightened reality drag races to physics-breaking jumps. Then we got Fast and the Furious 4. There was a gas tanker heist. The scene shows a petroleum tanker heist with characters jumping off moving vehicles, blowing stuff up, and driving under a flaming rolling tank of petrol. Timothy Dalton did it way better in License to Kill, by the way. Then we got Fast 5. The moving bank vault heist. This scene had nothing to do with street racing. It shows the gang stealing an entire bank vault, hitching it to the back of their car, and driving around the city with it, which ends up causing several major accidents, and Vin Diesel using it as a weapon.
Totally makes sense.
Then we got Furious 7. Attaching parachutes to your cars and flying them instead of driving them. Why use your cars to drive on roads? You can just attach a parachute to it and drop it out of a plane. And Fate of the Furious, 2017. This one is, I just can't even imagine it. You're escaping a massive submarine chasing after you. Like by now, this series is completely disconnected from the idea of street racing. Nothing to do with street racing anymore. Moved into heists, tanks, cars with parachutes. This scene shows the crew driving along frozen water, or ice, being chased down by an enormous emerging submarine.
So believable, Murray. You should see it.
And then we got the spin-off. Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. Did you see that one too?
Yep.
Did you?
It was the best one of them all, actually. I
actually
thought it was
was.
Tokyo Drift.
Okay. Well, this one, ripping helicopters apart with your bare hands. This scene shows Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson pulling down helicopters with his bare hands. Who does he think he is? Captain America?
He's really strong.
He's super strong. He's the Rock.
He's not Captain America.
Could be.
All I want to know is, how do a group of car thieves and street racers become a covert Black Ops hit team that can apparently defy the laws of gravity? Anyone?
Money.
That's all I got. Just so ridiculous.
Is that it? That's your close?
That's all I got.
Yeah, well, you know what? That was a pretty good summary of just some of the wackiness that is the
Your thing. Go out, check it out.
What do we call this? F and F?
F and F?
Fast and Furious? Is this the F and F franchise?
Episode?
No, F and F franchise.
Fast and the Furious was the first one, but
Fast and Furious franchise.
I don't know. Yeah, they call them FF. The team is called FF apparently now. So
oh, right. Yeah, they gotta dumb it down for the listeners.
And I was really
watchers.
disappointed not to see any of Kurt Russell in this movie because they teased him.
He's there.
Obviously, he was in the other movies.
He was in this.
All you saw was a small little video of him.
Yeah, and then he does
rescue him or something.
He does have like a 2-minute scene where he's doing something stupid. But yeah, you never do find him.
Flashback. They never did find him.
Well, that's the suspense for 10.
That's the plot I would have enjoyed. Tracking him down.
Stay tuned for F10, Murray.
Yeah, stay tuned for F10.
Only if you go see Hitman's Bodyguard's Wives 3 with me.
That's going to be a tosser. Hope they come out the same weekend and I can only see
That'll
one.
be a big fat no.
I'll see it. As long as Selma Hayek's in it.
I'm wearing very little clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's old enough to be the same age as me.
She's our age.
Mm-hmm. Looks a lot better than I do.
Smoking hot. Anyway.
All right. So, I'm sure with the amount of movies that we've seen this last week, there must be somebody that's going to pop up on the list.
Well, I think the obvious one is Charlize Theron for Repulsive.
Ah, yeah. Well, you know it's not going to pass.
But
You're not going to get Mary to buy into that one.
bad enough she's not Undoubted, which she should be, but you're never going to get me against her. Sorry.
Repulsive and Undoubted. No, those don't go together.
No, I did the work on the her repulsiveness, though. I think we should at least talk about it. How she went from being undoubted to now on the train to being doubted.
On the train to being doubted, and I honestly, if her name's on the marquee, I don't want to see the freaking movie anymore. She's awful.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you. And you know who's also on that list? For me?
Yep.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
happened?
I'm not sure about her choices recently either.
Yeah, I think we should probably talk. Let's talk about Helen Mirren, because we're not going to get Murray on side with anything with Charlize Theron. He's watching her with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, the thing about Helen Mirren is I'm not at the point where she's repulsive for me. She's just not. She's got a movie here and a movie there that's sprinkled in that she can't get on the doubted list. She absolutely can't be undoubted. And she sure can't be mesmerizing, so she's listless right now.
Well, let me give you let me just give you a little taste of what she's had in the last 3 or 4.
I've looked. Go ahead. Yeah, 3 or 4.
So
she's on the road. I'm not saying she's not on the road, but once you go beyond 4, I think it gets dicey. But go ahead.
Okay, well, you write these down so we know. Because maybe she's just sitting and waiting. But Fast 9 was a rage, although Murray was generous with the man. And then The Duke, which was a rage.
Rage.
Yep. And then she was in The Good Liar, which was a rage.
Rage.
And then she was in Fast and the Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, which was still a rage.
It was a meh.
Okay. And then Anna from 2019. Oh, crap. Anna was a Mondo.
That was a Mondo. I know. It was a meh for me, but that's back-to-back mehs, and it's a Mondo for you. So she's got those Blast 3 or whatever.
She's got Hobbs and... Well, it was a meh. But then it goes right to rage. So it's like, that's okay. She's starting at 1, 2,
well, no, because she's got back-to-back mehs there. So it starts at the 3-back rage. Because you gave Anna a Mondo. I gave meh. It's back-to-back mehs.
Oh, yeah, because you gave Fast and the Furious Hobbs and Shaw a meh.
And
you're right.
You gave Anna a Mondo. Oh yeah, and you gave
Yeah,
that
but we
a
could have
rage.
started. We could have started.
If I
from
didn't
Fast
give that
and
a
the Furious.
yeah. So yeah, no.
Well, yeah,
that's only
because
3.
it should really start from Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. So that's a meh.
No, because once
You have to
again,
stop.
Anna is before that. So that's Mondo Meh.
Yes, and then after Fast and the Furious, it's a rage.
Mondo Meh is even better than Meh Meh. Do you not understand that?
I do, but it starts. You got to start from each beginning of the movie. It has to start from that movie.
No, the beginning has to start from the rage because the Meh is preceded by a Mondo.
Yeah, so you can't
Do you
use
not
that
understand
Mondo.
the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I completely understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. But once Anna is done, so Anna's the Mondo, you start a whole new reign and Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw,
So if you
which
go
was a
8
meh.
back, yeah, okay.
Right? We're starting for the future for her. And we're starting
Okay, well,
at the Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, which was a meh for you and a rage.
She's never gonna make it. She's gonna be.
And then there's the Good Liar.
Somebody's
There's
gonna
the
give her
Duke.
this sweet role that we're gonna go, oh my god, she was so good in it. And that's just the way it's gonna be. Mondo's gonna pop up out of nowhere again, and because that's just Helen Mirren for you. She will make 7 piles of crap, but stick a Mondo in the middle. She will never be on this list.
She's in Shazam too, so that's going to be a Mondo
There
for
you
sure.
go. So I'm telling you, she will never be on that list ever. Never.
It still makes me leery of her.
All right, I got one for you.
Oh, thank God. Thank the Lord.
Well, sort of. It's Undoubted.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Director Ilya Naishuller. 2015, Hardcore Harry was Mondo.
It was a meh for me.
2021, nobody was Mondo. He's got 6 to go, and he's on the list.
He's done 2 movies. Over like 10 years.
He's so close.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not
So
really.
close. So close. Yep. We'll start the list now. He's only, he's born in 83, so he's still young.
Young guy.
38. We got lots of hope from
You thought Hardcore Harry was a meh?
Henry. Yeah, it was a meh.
Henry was a meh?
Yeah, I didn't love it. I liked it a
I think I
lot.
called it Harry twice. Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, it kind of rolls off your tongue that way. The way it's said,
Yeah.
where the way
yeah.
you're saying it kind of doesn't.
Yeah. Anyways, Hardcore Henry, total Mondo. I love that movie. Saw it like
It
the
was a
first
meh.
day it was in the theater. It was cool.
I
That
didn't
is
see
a
it in
cool
theaters.
movie. That is a cool
It's
movie.
cool, but it was a meh.
Anyways, he's only 6 away. He'll get there.
I'm sure his next one will be a Mondo.
I'm sure it will.
All right, well, you keep track of that. I'm not even putting it on the website because I could be dead by the time he gets to 8.
That's right.
He's only making them every 6 years, so I guess that's a potential of 36 more years until we get him on the list.
I don't think I want to do this.
I'll keep the podcast going. I'll only be
you'll have
He'll
to.
be 70.
I'll be in my
he'll be
80s.
72.
You're
He'll be 72.
the youngest one, so yeah, you keep it going.
Yeah,
while we're
you'll be
both
keeping
dead.
going. This is Bryce from Film Age. I
Yes.
have my 2 younger new friends, Bob and Phil, both in their late 60s, and we would like to sorry, Bryce, what was that?
I think after this movie, though, they're going to be knocking down his door. The first movie he wrote, he didn't write this movie, but they offered it to him.
They're going to give him some juice.
So now that he's made this one that he didn't write, he's going to be getting a lot of scripts. So he might be making more movies than we think.
Maybe he'll make Beanpole too.
Maybe. I don't think we need a Beanpole too.
He's doing the actual pretty good book, Leaving Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing that. His next project. So this is a good chance.
There you go.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for the list this week. We had a bunch of nothing. So
But we had a good time talking about nothing.
yes, we did.
All right. Last week on Rage or Dare, Bryce pulled from Jim's deliciously tasty bag
of rage when he pulled the Jason Bateman classic Teen Wolf 2. Definitely not the true masterpiece of the original Michael J. Fox, but then again, what is? This week, Jim will not be able to escape going back into Bryce's newly replenished bag of sheer torture. Check in with Bryce to see if Teen Wolf 2 is at the same level of fantasticness as the original, or does one live up to its name of number 2.
All right. Teen Wolf 2 was sort of like Teen Wolf, only not anywhere as good, and Teen Wolf was not very good.
Hell, you say.
Instead of Michael J. Fox's Scotty/Teen Wolf, we get Jason Bateman as Todd/Teen Wolf. They brought back a few characters from the first, but apparently Jerry Levine had the good sense to pass on this project as someone else plays Styles. Yeah. But thank goodness they brought back Mark Holton back as Chubby. This is a complete retread of the first Teen Wolf, but with more musical montages. At one point, we got Teen Wolf lip-syncing to Ragtime's version of Do You Love Me, amidst a choreographed party scene, which was directly followed by a scene with bad synth music that had Teen Wolf playing fetch with a frisbee. I really think they should have maybe cut that scene, which was directly followed by another music montage of Teen Wolf boxing and training to Oingo Boingo's Who Do You Want to Be Today, which was followed by a driving montage set to Oingo Boingo's Outrageous. I had forgotten how bad Oingo Boingo was. It is amazing to me that Danny Elfman wrote such unlistenable music in the 80s. So that was about 10 minutes straight of bad musical montages back to back. No break between them, just one fed into the other.
Nice. That sounds awesome.
From there, we got a frog fight in the biology lab, which involves students throwing frogs at each other.
I forgot about that.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Then we got a carbon copy of the first movie, but not as good. And remember, the first Teen Wolf was not good. So then the Teen Wolf, Todd, becomes a jerk, just like in the first installment. We got Styles and Chubby giving him the silent treatment, just like the first one. And how are Styles and Chubb surprised at his behavior, as it's exactly the same as the first movie that, they were in? We get more musical montages as Teen Wolf decides to be better with the help of his girlfriend, just like in the first one. And of course, he decides he will box as himself in the big match and not rely on the wolf, just like the first one, where Scotty played in the big basketball game as himself and did not rely on the wolf. Long story short, and I will warn you, spoiler ahead, just like Scotty wins the big basketball game without the wolf in the first movie, Todd wins the big boxing match without the help of the wolf, but with the help of the power of love. As after taking a tremendous beating and almost losing the bout, Todd looks into the crowd and his girlfriend mouths the words, "I love you." And that somehow transforms him into a great boxer. And he wins the match. And during this entire sequence, we are treated to some really fantastic music that sounded like the type of thing you would hear on an ABC after-school special. That's the second time we mentioned that on the program. Sounded just like an ABC after-school special soundtrack, but not as good. This movie was a very painful watch. Teen Wolf 2 was just like Teen Wolf, but not as good, which makes it a rage. I can't believe how bad this was. There was nothing funny in it.
Oh, it's my kind of movie.
It was the same frickin' movie. It was exactly
my
the
kind
same.
of movie.
They lifted dialogue from the first movie.
Oh, I agree. It was pretty bad. However, I did love the first one, but this one was bad.
Let me make sure I understand this. So you're saying this is kind of like as if Sam Raimi redid Teen Wolf again, kind of like he did to Evil Dead? Is that what it is?
No, I wish it was. That's what it was. Because I mean, Teen Wolf is bad. But
I remember seeing Teen Wolf and
2.
going, "What is this?"
I
And then
feel like
when you
watching-
told Teen Wolf 2, I didn't even know that existed.
I need to watch Teen Wolf again because I have a feeling I am gonna love it the second
I
time around
think
after
you will.
watching this.
Maybe. You know what? I think you should just do that for next week to let Murray know. Maybe it makes it to Matt for you.
Oh my goodness gracious! I cannot believe how bad this. When they ran those 4-to-4 back-to-back montage / musical numbers, I'm like, what is going on? Like, could you not have at least spread them out? Like, you could have plugged those scenes in anywhere. They had to smack them together, so you got like over 10 minutes straight of it. Oh my god!
Super montage.
That's an 80s movie for you.
I was in montage hell.
Yep. I have now just had my greatest joygasm from this show ever.
Sure, fried
I'm
berry.
sweating in my head and in my pants. And now I get to pull from Bryce's bag of rage. What could be more sexy?
Yes. All right. I know you're going to get a good one because all I got are good ones. All right. I am random. Look, I'm looking. There. I'm not looking at what I'm pulling. There it is. I've got it in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, this is a good one.
I'm excited. Does it have Hilary Duff in it?
No, but it has someone else that's just as good.
It is
I can't.
Just My Luck. Didn't I see this already?
Isn't it Jessica Alba?
No.
No.
Try again. Who is it, Jim?
Jessica Simpson?
I'm kind of not looking forward to this, but I have a feeling I've seen this. Didn't you tell me to watch this before?
No.
Are you sure? I seem to
I'm
remember.
positive.
Wait a minute.
This is Lindsay Lohan.
This is Lindsay Lohan.
That's right.
Yes.
Now
I love Lindsay
I never
Lohan.
saw it.
And Chris Pine is in this?
That's right, Chris
great.
Pine.
He is. You are gonna love it, Jim.
One of the Chris's is in
Action.
it.
This is action-packed.
I know.
Except it's not. It's a rom-com. But whatever.
It is. You are gonna absolutely adore this movie.
Movie? I
Movie.
cannot wait to see this movie.
I am slurring my words today. The heat is getting to me.
Yeah,
I think
go,
I may be having a stroke.
dry off your bag and get ready to lock and load. Well, I am excited. This is going to be a great week next week, people. Let's hope something new in cinemas comes that isn't a sequel. And and listen to us next Wednesday. All right. Thanks again, Ragers, for listening. Rage loves it, Julene from It Goes Down in the PM podcast, and James, our 2 member subscribers. Thanks to Extended Film Rage crew of Leonard Collin for artistic vision and photography via Leonard Collin Photography. For Bex Hughes for beginning skills at Potato Lady podcastreviews.com. Thanks to our sponsor, Canyon Meadows Cinema. Please go and support your local independent cinemas near you as they desperately need your help to survive as we come out of the pandemic. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and T-Belt. See what we look like on YouTube channel by searching Film Rage Podcast. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, or send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see a terrible movie, like maybe Teen Wolf 3, to fuel our rage. But no matter what you do, please make us rage. Please. Please. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on!